The time is 5:51 a.m. As soon as I clicked the text message, and about 30 seconds into reading it, my room filled up with chemical weapons. I got so sick I had to race to the bathroom. They are leaving water, which I found this morning. It was not there when that psychotic man is one of the construction workers that comes in here and rampages and does violent criminal acts that I can't talk about on YouTube. And it's gotten so serious that I can't ever even film him anymore when he's in here. That was a really big deal that I filmed him last night. He raced in and fucking raced out because there's so many chemical weapons. There was no water left. They came back after I'd gone to bed. They're creeping in and out of here. Do you follow this? There's dead bodies at 5 a.m, stinking the house up. Chemical or some sort of poisonous gas. As soon as you walk out your bedroom door, you buckle over and you start having to go diarrhea uncontrollably. It's filled the air so strong. Does anyone follow this? And then they just keep texting and coming in endlessly coming in. Absolutely nobody does anything about this here. No, I don't think they ever will. When I say I'm blinded by my emotions, I mean it. I'm waiting for Iranian and ISIS flags to be flying down the road with all the mufflers. I'm in the Capitol, and if the good guys in the good military can't shut this down, we're done. I gotta be honest with the people. We're done. All right? I would start to just get the fuck out of the country. The way to tell that the good guys have any sort of control over our country is if this terrorist cell gets fucking raided, people get arrested, people get searched, questioned, they take statements from me. There might be some trials. If this doesn't happen, then I suggest that you pay attention to what I report is if this place just goes forever and ever and ever. Because if it does, I suggest you get the fuck out of this country because it's probably about maybe 2 more years. I'd give it about 2 years, a rough 2 years, before they start using these chemical and bioweapons on everybody else everywhere that they can. And just arresting everybody for any reason that they can. Arresting people for their psych calls. Arresting people for any fucking reason. Just walking into their houses and arresting them. Because if they can't shut a terrorist cell this fucking violent and this gruesome down, then we really are in a lot of trouble in the U.S. Another way that you'll be able to tell that we're being completely overthrown, our legal system, our police force, our government that functions as a government, bureaucratic government, is if they really do haul me into this court date and make me defend myself for being trapped hostage in a terrorist cell. That's going to be another real big way to indicate that, yeah, you need to start preparing to see Ayatollah Iranian flags with the ISIS flying down the road with these really loud muffler cars. It's any point in time that'll be coming soon. If they actually do prosecute me, who's showing up as the lawyer representing this fucking shit here? No one at this point has ever been questioned. They're only just prosecuting me for being in here, trying to say I'm imagining it. Probably still they'll do that, say that this is all a hallucination and I'm schizo, and this is anything they want because they're in power. Do you understand this yet? They're in power. They can say anything and do anything they want. And this is what they do when they're in power. They dismember bodies in bedrooms. They organ harvest. They have their Texas politicians involved. They have their Washington, D.C. politicians all involved with it. It happened in Texas too, the organ harvesting and the carrying on fake identities after the person was dead, never declaring them deceased. But a lot of those individuals actually died here in DC. Once they're dead and they're dismembered and there's no trace of them, their bodies have been dissolved. The only thing that's left of them is their dental remains. You can say they died anywhere. A lot of those people in Texas died here in DC, and they did this. They carried this on and on and on. There's fucking so many dead bodies in this house. Just review the fucking testimonies I made. It is a living nightmare in here. And when these two were still here and going up and down and up and down, the stairs always here, they would just roam around in this house engulfed in corpses. And nothing was ever done, and nothing still is ever done. So if they're going to prosecute me in this courthouse down the street in this city, these are indications for the public to start getting your passports and getting the fuck out of the United States. It's going to get really fucking scary here. And it's not going to be in my or your favor. I'm telling you now. Anyways, back to what just happened. So I clicked the text message, and as soon as I did that, my room filled with gas, chemical gas, diarrhea, I had to go. I'm feeling fine. I was feeling really good. So they're in the hardware. Also, my phone got so hot to the touch that I thought it was going to catch fire. My phone got as hot to the touch as you think, it's going to explode. You know, your Samsung, how the Samsung phones were catching fire on the airplanes. I thought my phone was going to catch fire. And then my room filled with chemical gas after I touched the text message. And I'm trying to read this text message. It doesn't make any sense. They keep insisting there's water here. There's no water. There's no hot water. There's no water. There's no water here. And they're coming into the terrace cell after I've gone to sleep, which makes sense why I was forbidden from going out of my room last night. They're leaving water. They're texting me after I've gone to bed. They're texting. They're coming. They never stop texting, calling, stalking my social media, coming in and out, driving down the street with God knows what in the back of their cars, crawling on the roofs, crawling in the cubbyholes. Absolutely nothing ever stops. In fact, it got worse in here, but I'm not allowed to talk about how intense the poisoning has become. I'm gonna go. Goodbye.